Hello and welcome to Baseball America's Top Prospect Show, where we discuss the hottest young players in the league, who is on the rise, and who might make an impact as early as this season. I'm Gareth Kwok.
The Los Angeles Rams grabbed their first Super Bowl title in over 20 years, and for a team that pushed its chips into the middle of the table and had championship or bust written all over its name, the Rams stars stood up in the Super Bowl. Biombo took time away from the game to take care of his ill father, who passed away in August. Bismarck would receive texts from him before games. But since getting the call from the Suns, Bismarck has rebounded.
Was it worth the broken bat for the RBI?
Oh, it felt so good when the ball went over the shortstop's head.
Call them the comeback Coyotes. Arizona completed another one last night, taking down the Colorado Avalanche 5-4 in a shootout for 2 big points on home ice.
The Los Angeles Rams playing in their second Super Bowl in 4 seasons, and there are plenty of guys from that 2018-19 NFC champion team like Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, and Andrew Whitworth, as well as guys that weren't on that team like Super Bowl champions Von Miller and Sony Michel, who know what it takes and know what to expect from Super Bowl Sunday. And for the Rams, they're hoping that type of veteran leadership and experience will pay off on Sunday. Both of them shortstops from the 2019 draft class out of high school. Carlos, what makes these two so special on the diamond?
Yeah, both these players are just very naturally gifted.
And speaking of dream video game covers, wait a sec. Oh, that's me on the cover of MLB The Show. Thanks again to the Sportscasters Talent Agency of America. It's rated E for everyone. It's coming to a store near you. What happens when you bring together arguably the greatest Arizona Cardinal of all time with the most decorated Olympian of all time? A pickleball match for the ages. The Pro Pickleball Association stopped by Phoenix for its first tournament of the year, and a celebrity match that got fans into the seats. Larry Fitzgerald and Michael Phelps traded in helmets and swim caps for paddles and pickleballs.
Oh man, it's nice to come out and see the sport that Arizona shows, and you know, when you have the best Olympian in world in all the world come out here and participate, and people are going to show up.
The thing that's so special about the game of pickleball is really anyone can play it, and especially high-level athletes like them. It's a great opportunity for them to still, showcase their competitive juices and get out and have a good time.
Pickleball grew 21% during the pandemic, with over 4 million players in the U.S. Fitzgerald and Phelps joined the boom, with Fitz building a court at his home. And on center stage, it was Fitzgerald who stole the show.
This guy's got game. We saw that. I mean, I know he's played a lot in the past. He plays a few times a week. We were talking about it earlier, getting me out. I need to learn a few tricks. Probably gripping a little too hard, but, it was fun.
The Pro Pickleball Association sold over 1,000 tickets as fans flocked here to the JW Marriott to see the first tournament of the 2022 PPA Tour season. Michael Phelps and Larry Fitzgerald gave the crowd a treat, but they hope to get the fans out onto the courts.
Like, it's fun to be able to do something that you can do as a family, and it's one of the few sports that everybody can pick up a paddle and a ball in 20 minutes. As long as you know the rules and you're the same level, you'll have a great time.
For now, Fitzgerald has traded pigskins for paddles in his new pursuit of pickleball. As for Phelps, he might need some more practice. In Phoenix, Gareth Kwok, Cronkite News. So McLean at second, and now Davis at first on the hit-by pitch. And now here's the true freshman, Ryan Campos. Talk about a guy who has stepped it up ever since Pac-12 play started. He's hitting .317 in conference play. .293 overall with a home run and 13 runs batted in.
Yeah, Campos really exploded in that Cal series, had the 3-run shot in the series decider that started a massive comeback effort from the Sun Devils, and played well against U of A on that Tuesday game here at Phoenix Muni, and earns a spot in the lineup. Batting average is trending upwards every game.
1-0. Lays off a good-looking breaking ball that lands in the dirt. I think the message, though, from Willie Bloomquist, what he's probably told the team, if you can hit consistently, you're going to be in that lineup. And Ryan Campos has certainly taken advantage of that.
Yeah, and platooning around in the field as well and getting into the batting order any way he can.
On the outside corner, a called strike, 2-1. to Ryan Campos, who went 4 for 12 with an RBI in the series up in Stanford. 2 for 3 against Santa Clara on Monday. Down the left field line, this is going to be a foul ball. So the count will even up at 2.
Yeah, Campos kind of correlates in my eyes to Kyle Schwarber, a guy who can play behind the dish, can put him out in left field. He'll hit for power when you need, but gets around the bases for a better speed than you would expect out of a catcher.
The number 2 ranked catcher in the state of Arizona by perfect game. And a guy that initially was a Arizona commit, but then flipped to ASU after Jay Johnson, the former head coach at Arizona, went to LSU. And so he flipped his commitment to Arizona State, and boy, the Sun Devils have really reaped the rewards so far with this kid. 2-2. That is tapped foul off his foot.
I think for the Sun Devils' sake and Ryan's sake, I'd much rather be in Tempe than than Tucson if I was him.
I think it's worked out for Ryan Campos. USC visiting ASU for the first time since 2018. Escada, the 2-2. Into center field, a base hit for Ryan Campos. Here comes Sean McLean. He will score. 1-0 Devils.
Our third member of our team, Austin Green, talked about it before the game. These freshmen for Arizona State produce in a big way in some big spots. And you talk about the flipping of the commitment of Ryan Campos. I think a big pull for that is a lot of guys come to Arizona State and know they can play as freshmen, and you're going to get a Thursday night start against USC and drive in an RBI.
Ryan Campos with his 14th run batted in on the season, and he continues to stay hot in Pac-12 play. This is another guy who has been red hot in Pac-12 play, Nate Baez, on a 12-game hitting streak, as the catcher Guillemette will now have a quick word with Escada to try and calm him down.
Yeah, Baez, we've seen him at catcher, we've seen him in the outfield, now up the middle in the infield, and the name on Twitter dubbed by the ASU baseball page Double Baez, thanks to his many extra base hits this season. He could find one now, would blow this game open early for the Sun Devils.
He's got 15 doubles on the season, which leads the team. Good pitch, but a little bit low. 2-0. Those are his numbers. Leads the conference in doubles on a 12-game hitting streak. In that 12-game hitting streak, he's 19 for 43, which is a .442 batting average. Low and in, and right now Escada a little bit all over the place with his control.
And Baez definitely wants to keep that hitting streak going, but also knows loading up the bases with 2 outs wouldn't be a bad thing either. A nice conservative approach can kind of lead to that long-term success that he's had.
Kai Murphy is on deck for Arizona State. And Baez swinging away on the 3-0. Taps it foul. Nate has the best batting average on the team in conference-only games. He's hitting .375 in Pac-12 only games. (3-1). Heading in our direction, foul back. Did you bring your glove, Ben, today?
I did not today.
I didn't either. I don't think any of our production crew here brought their gloves out. We got to be ready.
That should be mandatory for future broadcasts.
Runners will get a head start. 3-2, 2 down. 1-0 Devils. The pitch. High fly ball, deep left center field. It is gone.
How about a 13-game hitting streak for Nate Baez? And on one swing of the bat, a 3-run home run makes it 4-0 Arizona State.
Why be double Baez when you can be long ball Baez?
He is on fire at the plate. And how about a 4 spot here in this first inning against USC?
He's a star on the field and a star on camera. But what makes Prince Tobolski more nervous? Seeing a 90-mile-per-hour fastball in the batter's box, or hearing the director yell, "Go!"
I definitely say the modeling one, just because that's what I've been doing for less time, and you know, if I have all my parts ready, I still might stutter a little bit, but out here, it's just me and the pitcher, so I'm usually really locked in.
Named after Prince the singer, the Hamilton High School center fielder is a professional model and actor, starting his modeling career at age 5.
I never took him to an agency or anything. People just kind of found him. When they say you don't have to pay for all of these modeling classes and everything, they'll find you, they do.
Like any stubborn child, at first, Prince wasn't interested in modeling. His primary focus was on football and baseball.
At the time I was doing both, so I was like, Mom, I'm an athlete, like athletes don't model, and then I just had to think about it. She told me a bunch of other athletes that do, and it's just like, it's not out of the norm. And then I had, like, now I really enjoy it. Like, ever since I started, it's kind of kicked up.
Tobolski also starred in the movie The System, playing a deaf 13-year-old. Director Rock Daniels knew he had a special talent on set.
At the same time, I said, hey, this kid has a look. You know, he reminded me of, like, Michael Jackson in The Wiz. You know, he had the big afro. I was like, I have a role that might work for you. You don't have to really speak in it, but you might have to learn some sign language.
I never really knew it. I just kind of, he just told me a few things, and he just told me to make it look as natural as possible. Had to make sure I was making all the natural head movements and things, like just looking the part.
Little did Tobolski know that the late Virgil Abloh, the artistic director at Louis Vuitton, came to the System's premiere in LA, and after watching the film, wanted to use Prince for a future photo shoot.
We found out it was Louis Vuitton, and the guy that I handed the tickets to was Virgil Abloh, rest in peace, you know, and so he had watched the movie. They were like, we adored the movie.
And then Prince went up to talk to him about Kanye West, and they were just like chatting it up. And
it was just this great moment, because like I didn't know how to deal with that. Like, that was my first big shoot, and it was with probably one of the biggest brands.
Prince's dream sponsorship deal would either be at Chipotle or Gatorade, but for now, the end goal still remains here on the baseball diamond, where he hopes to make it to the next level, something that he's been working toward since he was young.
Prince was maybe a 3 or 4-year-old kid at these football games running around. And I just remember seeing this little guy, you know what I mean? To have him be a huge part of what we're doing on the baseball side of things is just pretty cool.
He's honestly one of the bright spots on the team. You know, if we're hitting a tough skid, he's always going to be there, make us laugh, you know, pick us up, stuff like that.
Tobolski is grateful he can manage everything into his schedule and that he has several options for his career.
It's just not something everyone gets to do, so I like to enjoy it, and it's just something that keeps me out of bed, keeps me out, keeps me active.
Whether it be on the field or on camera, you might see Tobolski on your TV very soon. In Chandler, Gareth Kwok, Cronkite Sports Report.